Welcome everyone to the podcast Chucky Ahla episode 5. This is Ivak.
TDZ.
And we're trying to get back in the game now. I know we said that last time, but
2 months later, and here we are.
Yeah, never heard to say it again. So we'll start with the question as always. First up is Clint, asking first, how's Ireland going?
So Ireland, we finished third and got the bronze in the last tournament.
Yes.
But I think it's looking up. I have not done a TPE update on our players. Just because I don't usually start working on IHF stuff until closer to the end of the season.
Yeah, and we just started this season, so I think Clint asked the question while we were still in the middle-ish of IHF. Let me verify. No, it was done. It was over.
Yeah.
But it was recent after it was over.
Yeah, so, last season we, or tourney, I guess, not season. We were the number one team in knockout rounds, or whatever you want to call it, round robin, I think is what they call it.
Yes.
Only lost 2 games, best differential, all that, and then lost in the medal rounds to Finland again, which has become pretty common lately.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I'm still glad we lost versus Finland than the game before, which I don't remember was against whom. It was
I don't have that up.
Russia. So, well, Russia would not be that bad because I have friends on it. So if they advance and us not, I would not be that sad. But I'm still more happy that we went forward.
Finland's not the worst because S is there, Thunder's there. I have friends there too. I'm just tired of losing to them.
Yeah.
Because it happens quite often.
Yeah, basically they are the one that almost out us off every time.
Yeah, it's them or Norway, it seems like.
Those Scandinavians.
Yep. But we got past them, or lost to them, then went to the bronze medal game and dominated Latvia in play, but only won 2-1. But it's still a win, no matter what. We outshot them 51-13. We had as many shots in any one of the 3 periods as they did the entire game.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but, close game. That's a testament to their goaltender, who was insane. I think it's Zumbayev.
Yeah. Well, it was more insane than our own goalie, to an extent.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that was really good. And we actually, we won on a power play to an extent, so... Still really good we got it.
So, yeah, I think it went overall pretty well, and then the team's just going to get stronger. We have nobody leaving.
I don't know if you looked at the game score with the Latvian-Ireland, game, but I just noticed that Zumbayev actually had a penalty in the turn, so I guess he was tired of,
It happens. I've been checking the SHL sim lately, and... Hocklet's taken 3 penalties in the last 3 sims.
Oh my god.
And I've served 2 of them. I'm like, why are you gonna send your best PKing D-man, or your top pair, not best, because Kaiser's up there too.
Yeah, I don't know how
but
that actually
one
works.
of your best, and send them to the box to serve it. I'm like, what are you doing? Send a forward.
That's actually pretty interesting when you think about it.
Yeah, what how many times we got scored on with D-men in the box?
Yeah. And you have no way to actually tell the sim, I don't want this play to go, so.
The game today, he got another one, and Ote served it, Maximov, and he's our 3rd best D-man.
So they always send D-men?
Yeah, it keeps sending D-men for some reason. But I've seen it send forwards before because I've served them in GOMHL.
So that's actually really interesting. I wonder on what they base themselves to decide who to send to the box, because that's weird that they send like defenseman or best player to like. Well, it's a penalty kill. You kind of want your best guys on the ice.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense to me.
Some stuff, man.
Anyways, back to Ireland. Yeah. So we're not losing anybody.
Well, we lose Wally.
Oh yeah, we lose Wally. Forgot about Wally leaving, but we have Bojo to slide right up in.
Yeah.
Not quite as much TPE as Wally's leaving with, but honestly, you can make a great goalie with like 800. So, and he's over 1,000, I think, at this point.
Yeah, and
so
he's not playing too bad in the SHL. Like West Kendall's actually second, so his player is still performing well. Second in the conference. I don't know overall.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't really checked the standings except to look at Calgary in the morning, and then I'm like off doing other stuff.
Yeah, they are fourth overall, so it's really good. So his player is still performing well, supported by his team.
I have it up and I didn't even look. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, we don't lose anyone else. I think some players still on cap as well.
I think everybody's. Yeah, Esselman will be the only one. He was a 350 last tournament, and now he's unbanking.
Yeah, so everyone will be on bank.
Yeah, so our last line will be a little bit lower because I think DeWitt, Esselman, Kane Riley. I think Kane Riley will be the lowest at like 400 and something.
Which is still pretty decent for a fourth liner.
Exactly, and then DeWitt's like 500, and Esselman will probably be like 500 to 600 by the tournament. So for a fourth line, it's actually really solid. It would be a third line on some teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And then our entire top 9 will be over 1,000 TPE.
Oh god.
So we should be solid there. And then
the defense, we're losing.
5 of our 6 are over 1,000.
Yeah, that's it.
The only one is Dangles O'Callahan, and he's like 800 or something, so it's not like he's a slouch.
And he's the youngest.
Yeah.
So, like, that makes sense. So, yeah, the team is going well.
Yeah, and then, I mean, we have others that can fill in, too, on D, especially Toner, who I think is up to 600 or something now, and I've worked with JT3 in Halifax quite a bit. And like I've told you, I'm considering switching positions to forward. If that does go through, then the D takes a hit with me moving off the top pair, but we just slide people right up.
Yeah, but to an extent, like, we did slide people in the defense slot, and so I'm like, it's not gonna hurt that much than if those people didn't slide to the defense as well. Like, since we were in the team, both Spitfire and Westbrook switched to defense.
Yeah.
So if those two weren't there too, then it would be a huge hit. But now it's like,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I switch, we replace me with a 600 TPE D-man or something. I think he's like 650 or somewhere around that. But you're replacing a 500 TPE forward with a 1500 TPE one. So
it's different.
Yeah. But this wouldn't be this next tournament anyways, because I wouldn't do it until next season even.
Yeah, so that would be
yeah.
Little.
And other than that, I mean, we're great. Nobody's in regression except Owen, I think, and then Westbrook now.
Yeah, if we go by overall, I think we're the second best overall team.
I think we're tied. I think Canada's highest, and then we're tied with U.S., I want to say, last I checked.
Nah, so we're third, tied
third
with
Germany.
That's it. That's exactly that.
Yeah.
So it's really not that bad considering those countries.
Yeah, and where we were, 6 seasons ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's uncomparable.
Yeah, and in that 6 seasons, we've come back and, we've won 2 bronze and a silver medal.
Didn't we win 3 bronze? I'm not sure.
2. Since you have been there, yeah, and and then me coming in and then taking over a couple seasons later.
Yeah. Because maybe we went to a bronze game and we lost it. That could be why I'm thinking we had 3.
Yeah, we lost one. I can't remember that one.
Yeah.
And then I think we got popped in the first round of the medal rounds one time, and then didn't even make the medal rounds after we won silver the season before.
Yeah, something like that.
Excuse me.
Yeah, because if I look at my thing, we won the silver in season 37 and the bronze in season 39 and in season 41.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
It's on the up though, and it's just gonna get better, so we'll be solid.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for Ireland. I don't see anything else to talk about.
Yeah, so we'll probably skip anything else that has to deal with that.
So the next question from Clint is pretty much for you. How's GMing Halifax?
It's been a ride. It's definitely a big step up from IHF GMing. That's for sure. That first season, last season, took some getting used to. I mean, obviously we tanked. I think we did the last podcast right after I took over, actually, and I was talking about the roster situation, or right before when I said I had applied, and I was talking about because I had pre-looked at the roster just in case.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think that was something similar.
Yeah, so I evaluated the roster, and I knew we weren't going anywhere with what we had. We had a few 350s, but all of them were leaving after one season. We didn't have the depth to compete properly. We could have made playoffs, and you never know what happens then, but we would have just been trashed for every season after. So I tanked, traded off anybody that was leaving for sure. Had 4 first-round picks after doing another trade and another 2 second-rounders, and we're still not great right now because pretty much our entire top 9 is rookies except for 1 inactive. And but they're all active, and that's the important part. So we'll get better. It's fun, though. I love my group of kids. I say kids. There's probably some older than me. Yeah, I mean, I love spending time in there. The locker room's amazing. Every one of these rookies is fun to talk to, so I'm excited to see what they do in the SHL once they get drafted. Obviously, I hope they stay down with me for like 3 more seasons.
Well, at least one will. But
yeah. Well, yeah, Wally will be there for 4 or 5.
4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah. He will get to 350 and then not earn anymore, apparently.
Well, that's the smartest choice to an extent, especially since, like you said, he doesn't care about SHL. He doesn't want to be drafted because he's recreating after anyway.
Yeah, it's a temp player just to pass the time.
So that there's no real incentive to keep updating after that.
Yeah, just stick around, have some fun, check the sims. Other than that, it's been good. And I'll just move into the next question since
yes,
it's still.
The next question is DC a garbage co-GM?
Since he tends to be an ass in the Seattle locker room constantly. Dizzy was the best hire I think I could have made. It was actually a tough choice between him and JT3, honestly. And I still think I would have made a great choice either way, but I couldn't be more happy with hiring Dizzy. He was phenomenal through the draft process. He's been there to help me through everything when I need it. Basically, the only thing he doesn't do is lines, because that's something I've taken over every team that I get involved in like a GMing standpoint. I do the lines, so which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know. It's working in Ireland, not so much right now for Halifax.
Yeah, the situation is a lot different though. The reality of both like league is different.
Yeah. I mean, one, I have a bunch of 1,000 TPE players that I had to build up over time, but it was rough at first too. This one, I think King did his media article showing the TPE average per team, and we were like 100 TPE behind the next team average.
Yeah, because everyone is pretty young in your team and everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're playing better than all expectations of us had. I think everybody had us pegged for 8th place to start the season, and right now we're in 5th. We've been losing quite a bit. Yeah, we've been losing quite a bit lately. But our defense is still one of the better ones in the league. I just cannot get this offense scoring with no
Oh yeah,
TPE.
I see the difference. Like the goal difference. Oh my god. When you look at like Anchorage just after -30 in difference, that's
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, they're only 3 wins and 3 points behind us. We've been getting some bad luck lately too. We outplayed a couple teams and lost 2, and then we played Vancouver and Kelowna quite a bit the last week.
Which doesn't help.
Yeah, we also end on them. Like 4 of our last 6 games or some crap like that is against those 2, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, at least you can consider it like, well, it's going to be done.
Yeah.
So
It'll go well either way. I mean, even if we don't make it, I think we have a good shot. Then we have 2 first-round picks next season and a second-rounder.
An extra second rounder, or just one?
Just one. I traded the other one for cap space to sign 3 free agents that have all been active.
That's great.
So, I mean, if I'm trading one potential pick for 3 and it worked out, then I'm happy.
Yeah, that's actually a really smart move.
Well, I guess I traded it for enough cap space for 2 of them, but still a 1-for-2 deal. I'll take it.
Yeah, as long as they stay active. Because in a draft, sometimes it can be hard to know who's going to be active or not. When you manage to get those players right on the hook, like when they join, actually, I think that's the best. Because in the draft, it's like, okay, well, the player create a week, maybe a week and a half before. Sometimes they forget that it exists because nothing happened until draft.
Yeah. At least with free agents, like you said, they're there, they're active right there at that time, and then they're jumping right in. And I got them all within the first few days after. And all 3 of them have been great. They're in the locker room quite a bit. They all have been active in updating their players. We drafted 10 players, signed 3 free agents, and I've only lost 1 of them so far. So I cannot be mad at all with the way that this offseason draft / free agents and everything's went. To get basically 12 actives and keep them right now is a blessing.
Yeah. So, crossing the finger, they all stay active.
Yeah. At least till 350.
No, indeed. For the good of the forum.
I actually, would prefer everybody stay active. I actually was talking to King about this earlier because I was saying it. I want everybody to stay active. The more people we get, the more new initiative we get, the new ideas we get, everything. It really drives the forum and it drives everything better.
And the more interesting it is for the team also as a whole. Like the Raiders were actually really active at the beginning of the season when I was when it was my first season. It started getting down at basically the draft right after. So it was really interesting to come to a locker room that's full of active people.
Yeah. So, that's been fun. I wouldn't trade GMing it for anything. Obviously, Ryan and Joe are never going to give up St. Louis, so this was the next best choice because Halifax is where I wanted to go in my draft. I just didn't end up there.
Me, it was the other way around. I wanted to go to St. Louis and I ended up in Halifax, which in the end worked out well for both of us. So
Yeah. I mean, it gave me connections that are still helping me in the league, but and neither of us got a cup while we were down there, so it's not like one of us did better than the other.
yeah, that too. All right, so that was all on Dizzy that we didn't
Yeah.
answer
Anyways,
more than that.
Dizzy's great. Yes.
So next question is, how long do you think you'll keep your player until retiring?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that is actually.
It depends on regression and how lazy I get towards the end of it. You know, obviously I still haven't missed a PT or an AC or anything like that yet. But
when it's gonna start?
Yeah, you know, there's gonna be some point where I'm just gonna probably get lazy and miss a couple. Or I don't have money right now, so next season, I could not buy equipment, and that's 20 ATP that I don't get. I got the PGS director gig now though, so that's $5 million.
Budget equipment?
So yeah, I can get some of the equipment now mixed with my contracts. That'll be like $10 million a season, so I should be able to afford most of the equipment, if not all of it, if I do a little bit of media. Problem is, I'm
training.
The training mixed with I don't have any money now, so I got to do media soon. That's why we're doing this too. So I can even afford training for the next 2 weeks or so.
2 weeks?
I'm negative.
Oh wow, okay.
Actually, I think with the $1 million going through with the fantasy payout, I think I have $500K in my account.
Yay! At least it's better than zero.
Yeah, but I can go I can train one more time before I'm too far negative. So this will at least get me another week or two.
Yeah.
And I'll do some more media.
Yeah, and like I said, we will be trying to get this more frequently. Just need to see how much we can get it.
Yeah, and if not, I will probably be starting one on my own.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, it'll be one where if we're not doing it, I can do it. I can probably take different guests from the Raiders.
Yeah, that's true. That could be really interesting, actually.
Yeah, and talk with my players one-on-one.
Actually, I would want to listen to that. I would actually I'm encouraging you to do that. That could be really interesting. That something no GM is doing right now. So that could be actually really great.
Yeah, King was interested already. I had a couple of them that were interested. I think one of the Kovacs was. So it's something I'm thinking about if we're not recording.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, but anyways, yes. As we digress yet again because we're so bad about it.
It's fine. The podcast is for us first and for them after.
I know. I gotta get that hour one way or the other. Yeah, I think it really just depends on regression, but I would probably aim right around 15 seasons. I don't think I'll go too much further past that.
That's pretty much the same for me. Maybe earlier, maybe later. I'm not sure.
Yeah, give or take a couple seasons on that.
Yeah, I'm thinking at least 10. That's the absolute minimum to hit regression. But the thing is, I'm wondering how much interest I will be in the player in the league and everything. Because my player didn't really pan out. Right now I'm having an okay season, as in 20 games in. But that's pretty much the only season where I'm actually my player is kind of doing something. So for me, that's a big factor of interest. Is if the player is not doing well, that's boring.
You have 26 points in 21 games, and you say that's okay.
Well, I want more. There's player with more right now.
You're tied for the 6th highest score.
Yeah, I want first. I'll be honest. I want my player to be good. I was actually first at one point.
Oh my god.
And I'm the sixth more like best scorer, but I'm still like 8 points behind the next one. Six actually, the first one.
I have 15 points in 22 games,
You're a
and like
defenseman.
still, I'm on pace for like 35, 36 points every season. I cannot get past that.
I was actually not able to get past that before this season, so.
I'm up to 39 shots blocked. I don't even know where that is in the league.
Shot block?
Yeah, let me go look at this.
Well,
it's like 11th.
The best one is 49.
Yeah. Damn you, Eggy.
Eggy too strong. I'm actually in the top, like, 20? Something. I have 11. No, 16.
For forwards.
Yeah. I'm actually the best forwards in shot block.
Yeah. I'm rocking a nice, like, 6% freaking shot percentage. And I'm tied for first in fights.
What?
Yeah, I put 3 TPE in fighting because of the equipment, and I didn't have money to redistribute it. And that 3 TPE made me a goon.
Oh my god, you need to you need to change it.
I can't this season. I don't have the money. Maybe next season.
But yeah, basically, if my player, like, it's gonna depend how my player evolve and like how my interest in the league evolve. Because right now I'm simming, and I'm doing PT, and that's pretty much all I'm doing in the league, and I think that's actually boring. Like, I want to get my enjoyment of the league back. So
Yeah.
if it's to actually like grind a new player, well, so be it. Because right now I'm grinding for what I feel almost nothing, because all the important stats are capped.
Yeah, I feel that too. Like I'm like 16 TPE, I want to say, away from maxing out my strength, and then the rest of it's like freaking penalty shots and face-offs and crap that doesn't matter for a D-man.
Yeah, my 3 strength are actually capped. What do I have? I'm gonna go check. I have multiple thing at 90s.
I meant literally strength, but yeah, like my strengths. All 3 of my strengths are capped. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stat cap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm like, okay, well, I can keep getting the rest on, but yeah, that's it.
It's just banking it for regression at this point.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's like, sure, it's gonna make my player better now, but that's the first thing I'm gonna remove in regression. And another thing is, we're what, 5 seasons away of regression, or so?
4.
4, and my player is already that like cap. I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna be maybe a boring next 4 season.
At the pace we're at, we're gonna be right at 2,000 TPE.
Yeah, something like that.
When we hit regression or something like that, because I think it's like right around 150 TPE a season or something like that.
Yeah. What might happen is that I'm gonna keep grinding TPE until regression, and then stop doing it and just let the player die. We'll see.
I'll probably still do like ACs and training, but I probably won't buy equipment anymore at that point. I'll do PTs. Yeah. I'll kind of fight it, but it won't be
banking for the. I might do AC, maybe PT, but I think I'm gonna skip training and equipment to bank for the next player.
Yeah, I might do that. I don't know if I'm gonna make a next player though, so that's kind of my.
Yeah, that's it. But what I'm thinking is, I'm in the same situation in another league where I'm not sure I want to make. I'm pretty sure that I don't want to make another player right now, but I'm still gonna claim them just like for the next player in case I decide one day to come back. So that's what I'm doing, like just in case I decide to come back. All right. So the next question is the
SHL Challenge Cup favorites.
Let me go see.
I got to bring up the standings again. I would have said Winnipeg to start the season, but yeah, not now.
No. I I would have said Wolfpack was doing well at the beginning of the season too, but now we slowed down.
Yeah. Edmonton's an easy pick for a lot of people because they have an insane offense right now. But for someone with a lot of really good D, their D sucks.
Yeah, I was thinking actually Hamilton on my side.
Yeah, I would go Hamilton. Their offense isn't scoring quite as much as Edmonton, but they have JY's goalie for this last season. Their defense is still really well. So I think Hamilton's probably going to be, in my opinion, the favorites. Edmonton's up there, easy. And then West Kendall, Calgary at this point. I would not have said Calgary 2 weeks ago or a week ago when this question was asked.
Yeah, and now they actually climb up the ranking, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is before the season was started, so.
Yeah, preseason wasn't amazing.
It was for Calgary, but we are every season, and then some seasons we start slow, some not. We started kind of slow again this season, but I just, with losing Dizzy and then seeing what happened last season, and it wasn't the greatest, and we have some players pretty deep in regression.
Yeah.
So I just figured we weren't going to do as great. I knew we would do good because we have Essa, and Essa's the best in the league at doing lines. So there's no doubt in my mind that we would do at least decent and probably make playoffs. But I just didn't think we'd be this good right now.
Yeah.
And, we're 4 points away from first place in the league, and we have a game in hand over both of those teams.
So it's a good situation.
Yeah. Our differential's the same as Edmonton's. It's only one less than Hamilton's. One of the best defenses in the league. We're struggling to score goals, which is not surprising.
Well, I mean, it's still pretty good goal for. You're still the fourth team in the league. So, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, for my part, like I said, it's Hamilton, and yeah, I'm expecting actually, is it actually a possible final? Let me go check before I say any shit. Yeah, I'm expecting Hamilton Edmonton final, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's the easy choice. There's usually an upset. Edmonton's had struggling with Winnipeg, but if Winnipeg doesn't make it at all, then Edmonton can't choke against them. Otherwise, I don't see any team that could really take Edmonton. It's just for some reason they can't beat Winnipeg, or haven't in the playoffs lately. They're a better team this season, obviously, plus God knows how they played against Winnipeg this season.
Yeah.
You never know what happens. I mean, San Francisco's sitting there at fourth, and they're they're 3-1 against Winnipeg. So
they're fourth. Okay, not in the league, in the conference.
In the West, yeah.
Yeah.
And Minnesota sitting out of a playoff spot. I thought for sure they'd be in.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so. Oh, well. Next up, how do you feel being ranked fourth on Blues free agent list to me?
Yeah.
That was Calgary in general.
Oh.
Yeah, I like it.
I didn't even saw that media, to be honest.
Yeah, he said he's leaving Minnesota next season. And did a free agent list of.
That's early, but okay.
I guess I don't know if he's had problems there or what. I honestly don't know. I haven't talked to him except for him asking me a head office related question at one point. And that was weeks ago. I think it was before the media. But I mean, I love Blues. I loved him in St. Louis locker room. He's one of my favorite people on the site. Great kid. So obviously we'd love to have him in Calgary, but who knows what happens when everybody can start talking to him, and we see what offers everybody can even offer him, and Because, yeah, I mean, you don't know does he want money? Does he want playing time? You can't even tell until free agency starts because you can't talk to him.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then if somebody hits it right and gets exactly what he wants, and they get him before you even get to make a counteroffer, it's just so we'll see how it goes. I would love to get him because I think he could fit in right in our top six. We need forwards bad. That's why I'm kind of thinking about switching, but we'll see.
I just checked I just found his article, and what he said about New England just made me chuckle.
Is it about Sammy?
No, it's yeah, I'm not sure what direction you're going in. Are you tanking or are you contending? It's like, that's actually what I'm wondering this season. Yeah, I don't have anything to say for Calgary being ranked fourth, so
Yeah. Next up, hey Evok, how's simming? Fun? Stressful? Right in the middle?
I'm actually wondering if I didn't talk about that before, because it's been now 3 seasons I'm simming. At least 2.
I think you have,
yeah.
But
I don't remember what I said, and I'm gonna say what I feel now. It's okay. It's not stressful, not at all. Sure, you have to watch basically every little thing you're doing. You have to make sure everything is perfect, and I need to admit, sometime in the morning it might not be the best time, but that's the best for me to do it. Because there's some morning, man, am I tired. There's some morning I'm looking at my screen and I'm blinking and I'm like, what's this number? I can't read it. I need to how to say, rub my eyes to actually okay.
Actually wake up.
Yeah, actually wake up. So that's quite interesting. But now with the new updates system, that I think we got the last problem out, it's actually way better, and the fact that GMs are now also using the client line is saving me a lot of time as well. So this season is actually going really fast for me. I don't feel as tedious as before. So I'm actually really enjoyed that we switched the update system, we switched for the simmer, and that we switch to an extent to the client.
Yeah, I mean, I know a few teams have been using it. I could see lines. Not that I check it that often, but I've seen a few teams post with the client file.
Yeah, I have 4 teams using it, at least that I remember by heart. Toronto, Seattle, Los Angeles, and Buffalo. Hamilton, do they use it? It's been a while. I haven't received all the line.
I think Hamilton used it, but I'm not positive.
Actually.
I mean, I started using it in juniors recently, unless it's a very small change, it's just swapping a couple players on the line or a strat change or something. Otherwise, I'll just submit a new client file and update it.
Yeah, let me tell you about Hamilton. No, Hamilton did not use. Yes, he did. He did. He did it in the first post. But yeah, so I have at least 5 teams doing it, and there's probably someone else that I don't remember. But I want to do a shout out to everyone using it. That you're my favorites. It's no joke. You're my favorite.
It really is quite easy.
Yeah, it take me 3 seconds to load their line instead of having to compare everything.
Yeah, I think it's easier for both. I would mind people going to it. Obviously, it's kind of rough for other GMs to test, but at the same time, you can just download their file, load it in your own client, and
that's true actually.
And see the lines. So
yeah, that's so true. I just realized that, as you say it, because at one point some old GM said that was one of the reasons they didn't allow it. You can't see the line of the other GM. Well, no, you can. You can download them.
Yeah, I mean it's really easy. Because of how easy it is when I'm testing, because I don't own STHS, because I'm cheap and poor. So I'll bring up the client and load in new lines and save it, and then
Oh,
just load them into
wow.
STHS.
That's so smart.
So I don't have to sit there and keep playing around with it every time if I reopen it because I want to test just 50 games instead of like running more or something like that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I just want to test what's remaining because there's certain people that are in the schedule that are for sure that I'm going to play out instead of making a new schedule that's just going to be random.
Yeah. That's actually very smart. Um,
Yeah.
the only thing that happened, I think I told you, but I want to share it also to the forum because I think it's funny. Um, I had only one incident happening with the lines. I think it was yesterday. Talman would
It
know
was.
because I poked him. But I launched a game. I tried to load Buffalo's file. It tells me there's an error, and I'm like, okay, well maybe he did something wrong, so I'm gonna let him know. So he's like, okay, well I'm gonna change it right away. I load it again, another error. It's like, okay, well now it's not normal, and he tells me, well I only did a goalie change, so I'm like, okay, that's not normal. That it's giving me error then. Uh, then I decide to look at the roster to see like what's happening. Why is there a problem? I noticed that some of the players actually are not updated. Like the rookies are all ones, while I know I updated them and everything. So I'm like super confused at that point. And for the first time in my life, the client actually loaded the wrong file. Like it loaded the S40 season, which is 2 seasons ago. And I was like, okay, that's weird as fuck. Like that's the first major bug I saw with SHL. Well, Simon Tiaki Simulator. And I was like, well, learning experience. If the file like doesn't load, first check if you have the right file.
Yeah.
But that was the weirdest. And like you have to think, it's 7 in the morning. I'm still asleep. It's like it's not working. I'm like, what the hell is happening? It was so confusing. Yeah, that covered pretty much everything about simming.
Yeah. How's New England and how's Calgary is the next questions.
We touched them a bit, I believe. New England. Well, that's a vague question. Like, is he asking about the team performance or like how's
Locker
the team
room or
going or
how's it
uh,
gonna go?
yeah. Uh, teams. Well, but for me it's easy. Both are doing really well, so I think it's the same for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. Team's doing pretty decent so far. I mean, I can't be super mad. Wish my player would play better, but it is what it is.
Um. So next question up. How do you like the website move since it's working out most of the issue? Yeah. For me, the speed at the beginning was really the most like painful thing in my life. I actually really consider quitting about like if they could not improve the speed. Since then, well, for me it's the same forum. Like it's a forum. There's nothing out of the extraordinary on it. There's actually more good thing that G-Sync was not able to do, and it's just getting the time to get used to it.
Yep, I think that's my biggest thing is I'm still getting used to the look more than anything because I was so used to the old site. But the longer I spend on it, the more I'm starting to get used to it, and I like it. Everything works pretty well, so I'm not. It's nothing I don't like, other than like you said, the speed when we first switched over. Head office, specifically Teddy, and I think we had Abigail helping him.
Yeah, I
Not
believe.
part of head office, but helping him because he was like a tech dude. But it was mostly Teddy, and he was working all the time to try and get it right. Plus, everybody complaining about everything, which is what happens with change. Nobody wants change, so it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Everyone's gonna complain all the time about anything.
Yeah, it's just life. So, he worked a lot, got the speed when we switched hosts down, and finally that was working. That fixed all my problems right there. Even with the little stuff, I knew that could be ironed out.
Next up, do you think Kelowna can complete the three-peat?
Since you probably don't pay attention to SMJ, so I'll just handle it.
Well, I mean, I can see also the ranking that I think Vancouver will give them, like, how to say, change for their money. Like
a run for their money.
A run for their money. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I'll say this: I have simmed quite a bit over the last 3 days to really try and get this offense going for Halifax. Every time that I actually pay attention to the playoffs as they're simming through it, I just fast sim those because I'm just trying to get results for the regular season. I don't care about playoff results and testing. But I'll see the last games when it pops up on the full season sim. It'll show you the last game real quick, and then you can see who wins.
Yeah.
Every time except one was Vancouver versus Kelowna, and I think about 80% of those Kelowna won that I saw.
Well, that pretty much answers like what's happening as of right now. So we'll just see how it develops after.
Yeah, we have 2 more updates before playoffs start. Though this next one will be most of the season. The rest of the season, I'm pretty sure it'll be up to 40 games played, 40 something games played by the time the next update goes through. So.
Yeah, because one of the big thing is, I think for me is, if I remember correctly, most of Kelowna player are not that active, while Vancouver player might be. But I'm not too sure about what's happening.
And Vancouver actually had some draft picks, so their depth will get better as the updates go in.
Yeah.
Kelowna's just banking on capped players, basically, or inactives otherwise. I mean, I think they got a couple free agents, and possibly, I think they had some late round draft picks. I don't know how they're panning out. They could be active for all I know. So, they could have the depth there, but I know the meat of their lineup is going to be, especially forward wise, it's capped forwards, not inactive per se, but they're capped anyway, so it doesn't matter if they're active or inactive.
Yeah. So we'll see how it develops after the next update.
Yeah, I imagine those 2 will be the 2 in the finals. Just about every single one had both of those, and 99.9% of them had at least one of them. Though the last one I did had St. Louis beating Detroit, which is the 2 bottom teams right now. So never know with STHS.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for Clint. There's a bunch of unrelated questions to SHL, but since we're 50 minutes in, we're gonna try to go see someone else.
Yeah, if we were running short on time, or we weren't running short on time, we would go ahead and pop those. But
yeah, there's 3 people in line. Yeah, so we're gonna try to answer at least, if quickly, those questions.
Yeah. And we'll skip Dizzy and Clint in your banter, boys.
Yeah, that's not cool in the thread. That's not cool. So Essa.
Next up is Essa.
Yeah, asking you some quick question. Well, TDC, what can we expect from Roman Augustus this season? I picked you in fantasy. Was that a smart move?
No, definitely not a smart move. Absolutely dumb move. And I saw other people that picked me too. Dumb move. What can we expect? I'd probably say 36 points because that's all I can seem to score. The last 3 damn seasons have been 36 points. So, yeah. I'd chalk it up to 36.
The next question is, how do you feel about being given more of a green light to jump into the play this season? I'm not too sure what it means.
Our defensive strats for me and Kaiser are actually 2-3. We're more offensive than defensive.
Okay.
Somehow our defense is still number one, or up there, not number one. I think we're like number 2 or 3. But our offense isn't doing that great, so I don't know. I guess I feel okay about it, even though I'd hate to see my scoring if it was more defensive and I still have shit points.
What's your current go-to sandwich?
A Reuben, I'd say, or anything with corned beef.
Smart choice. How do you feel about sharing all that sandwich with Essa?
Half that sandwich, yeah. No. So you can get your own sandwiches. You have those New York delis with that good corned beef, so you can get your own. All right. Next up is for you is how's Ocean Fletcher doing in New England this season?
Very good. He's actually, if I remember right, leading the team in scoring. If Green didn't pass me, which could be possible, let me check. Yeah, he passed me by 1 point. Damn you, Green. No, I'm actually really happy about how my player play, because while I thought about doing a sniper at first, I'm actually more building a two-way player, and that's pretty much what he is, and that's great. Like, I'm leading the lead in shot block. I'm still getting points. I'm a machine on the power play and the PK, so yeah, for me, that's pretty much what I want.
I need to switch to forward. What's your current go-to sandwich?
Hot dog? No, I'm not gonna start this question.
I was like, this is gonna start a fight. Not with me, but in the in the comments for it.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. Actually, I don't really eat hot dogs. Not hot dog sandwich. Would a sub do? I mean, that's kind of a sandwich. If a sub
yeah, I mean, it's called a submarine sandwich.
So that's fine then. Steak and cheese sub.
Always solid choice.
Yeah, that's pretty much my go-to.
And how would you feel about sharing half that sandwich with Essa? Because he has an obsession with sandwiches.
I'd be fine to an extent, because I'm never eating the full sandwich. Well, when I get like a 12-inch sub, I'm never eating it all. So I could, maybe not a half. I'll be honest with you, Essa. Maybe like a quarter. Yeah, that would more be it. Yeah, that's it. So the next up is King asking question. Pretty much all for you. So I'm gonna ask them.
And I will answer them quickly.
Yeah, you sign and draft 14 prospects this year. 13 are still active. What is keeping them so active?
I would like to comment that it's 13 prospects and 12 are active. I'm pretty sure.
But
I'm not going to go count, though. I'm not going to go count, but yeah, whatever. I think keeping each other active in the locker room, having a great locker room that's always active and being able to talk and have fun keeps most of them active. Some of them aren't there as much as others, but they're still updating. So it's obviously just a drive to see their player do better, or they're just busy. But they do pop in from time to time, so it's not like it's nobody's never there except for the one that's gone. But he's also gone because he had a death in the family and stuff popped up, and I talked it out with him. If he needed help, I told him plenty of times, always come talk to us. Otherwise, I'm not going to fault him for going inactive over somebody dying. That's, if there's ever a reason for it, that would be it. Otherwise, yeah, I guess just each other would be it's not me. Nobody likes talking to me.
That's not true. I like talking to you. I'm not named Nobody.
Oh yeah, nobody is there. Damn it! I can't say stuff like this anymore. I should know by now. It happens all the time in the GM chat, all the time in score.
That's so true. I see that all the time too. And that's probably why I'm saying it. Alright, so walk me through each of your drafts and tell me what about them is the most value. You most value.
Okay. Really quickly, they're all great. Just because we're running
Well, you can
lower on time.
Yeah, you can take a bit of time on your drafty, so.
Yeah.
Get the list up.
I'm going. All right. Bardownen is inactive. He's the one that left, so can't say anything about him. Mr. Faceoffs, absolutely love his name and his build. I mean, the fact that he was there when I wanted to draft, or when we got back up, I think at 21, whatever our third round pick was. God, it's been like 2 weeks, and I already forget all this crap. Well, not crap, but bad adjective there. I mean, I love it. It's kind of the player I made when I was in GOMHL. It's just a lot of face-offs, a lot of defense. Exactly what I wanted. King has been a stud.
Man,
he will be a
amazing,
stud.
To be honest, like he's probably the class CP whore.
He is. He's number one. He also just got hired. We just announced it as graphic creator.
Oh, nice.
Or the graphic head. Excuse me.
Real nice.
So he's got like 50 million in the bank account already, plus stuff pending, I think. Still.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's been insane. He wants to break all the Halifax records. I wish I could get him more this season.
No. You can break everyone except mine. Do I even have one? Yeah, I don't think I have.
You're fifth overall.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I got the most points in the season or something.
Well, that's like a season record, yeah, I guess. I'm sure you got a couple of those.
Yeah, that's still a record, so, I mean, I'm gonna keep it as long as I can.
I could check. I have all the stats compiled. I just gotta look. But I'm not doing it now.
Fair.
The Kovacs brothers, because I'm gonna lump them together. I love both of them. We got the center sniper with the playmaking winger. They complement each other so well. I didn't even help them with their initial builds because I didn't have them drafted. And I mean, it's just worked out well. They both have played well together. I don't want to separate them, so they're always on the line together. I feel bad if I separated them. I'd feel bad if they got drafted to different SHL teams too.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be sad. It's like those other guy. I think Klovic? No, that's those guys.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Barlows?
Oh, there's a Barlows too. There was another duo, and they got drafted separately, and I think it took a few seasons of them being inactive to be drafted, to be together, and even then they're not active.
Yeah, that's also the Barlows. I think one of them's somewhat active, and the other one's pretty much gone.
That's good.
All right, next up. Reaper, Vince Reaper, that's Vin. Signed him as a free agent. Sniper, he's been great on my power play. He was getting hot being on the Kovacs wings with them. Metcalf Jr., was originally around, I want to say in season 2, and left for a long time. Came back. I got him as a free agent. He's a playmaking winger. He's working on getting some of his stuff up, and he's going to be my long-term replacement for Cullen as a playmaker, winger on the top line. I plan to put him up there with King and Kyle. Speaking of Kyle, Wally, I mean, couldn't be happier to grab him. I traded up for him at 4 when I knew he was going to be there. Because I was kind of afraid he would go at 3. And once I found out Wasty was going, and Colorado didn't really care about pick number 4 anymore because they wanted Wasty, I went up and got him. Had to give up my, a couple picks, but I had so many picks in the draft already that I think it was worth it because I gave up 3 picks later in the draft to move up to get our backup goalie just because I knew I wouldn't be able to use those picks and sign them all because I didn't have the cap. Speardane has been a great defenseman. Excuse me. I think I took him fourth, fifth round, somewhere in there. When he fell to us there, I was so surprised because I'd had great conversations with him beforehand. I expected him to be like a second, maybe third round pick, and he just kept sliding and sliding and sliding. And when he got there, I was just like, snatch. LaRoche DeRocher, I had him pegged as one of the top D-men in the entire class. He was one of three that I wanted with picks 11 and 12. It was between him, the one Detroit took, I cannot remember, and Egger, my next pick, who I wanted right off the bat because he has 80 defense right off the bat.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, yep, there's my PK right there. Shut down D-man to begin with. And then I signed Craig Finley as a free agent to round out my top four with active D-men because I have a couple inactives, but I'm going to play actives over inactives all day. And he's more offensive. Definitely got his scoring and passing higher. We're going to work on getting his scoring higher. So he's going to be my shoot first guy because I don't really have one. And he's going to be my power play specialist. And then Costco has been great at backup goaltending. I mean, I haven't really played him much. I think he's come in relief a couple games. I was waiting till he got a little bit more TPE before I did my starts because it's so early in the season still. He's got like an 880 save percentage. Looks like he came in one of the games that we played Kelowna. So that's rough. But he's going to be my goalie of the future. You know, Christ has got like one more season maybe down. And then I need somebody. So it's definitely going to be Costco. And if Costco's playing great enough, then Christ becomes expendable if he's going to be definitely called up at some point. So it could be more draft picks. I think it touches everybody real quick.
That's. I think I covered everyone. I didn't follow the whole list, but.
Yeah.
Okay. Quickly, easy. What 5 player in the SHL not named Eza will play the longest with their player? That's a really good question.
Visser.
Zach?
Nah, Zach won't.
Well, I mean, he still want to do another year. It's gonna be it's not gonna be that long. 15 season, like maybe 16.
Yeah.
So it's not. Eggy.
Well, I mean, if you're going off overall length, but he isn't going to be around much longer.
Yeah, but he did say like not named Ezra, so I guess everyone else is like fine.
Yeah, I mean, Eggy's going on what, like 18 seasons or something. Garbanzo's obviously up there. He's like season 20.
Who else? Who else is there?
I say, like I said, Visser because he's just a TPE whore. I would probably say Ace as well because he's a TPE whore with biddies.
Yeah, like, I would, if you go with only by that, like, I would too, but it's like, doesn't mean I want to, so.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like, and you too, you're stacking TPE as well. But it's like, do you want to be, like, there for, like,
yeah, you never know. Somebody just gets bored.
Like, blah.
Another one I could see would be Joe. I think Joe will stick around for a while. He definitely wants to make a legacy with his player. He's been one of the highest scorers in the league for quite a bit now. So I think he sticks around to really cement that one. And then S's next player.
You think he's going to go that long with his next player as well?
It's Essa, yeah, he'll go that long.
Wow.
He'll have like 2 players over the, like 3/4 of the damn league's history.
That's crazy when you think about it.
Next up, if you were forced to change the name of this podcast, what would the possible names be?
Uh,
I want to say now we struggled so hard to even get this name.
yeah, it wasn't that easy.
So I cannot tell you because we want something clever. It isn't. It's not like Ewok and TDZ hour or something like that. We definitely wanted something clever, and it took a while.
Yeah, we want something that represents both of us and all that kind of stuff. So it's actually tricky to come up with.
I guess we could go to Halifax related now.
We could, yes.
But I was going to do that with my other one, so.
Yeah, you keep your other one with your rookies and everything.
Not that I had a name for it in my head or anything. I haven't even thought about it, but yeah. So yeah, there wouldn't be any name change, I don't think, or if it did, it would take us quite a while to change it. I'm cool with this because it stands out. Plus, it pisses people off trying to pronounce it. So.
Did it?
I mean, just everybody always asks me. It's like, how's that even pronounced? What is that?
I said it every beginning of the episode.
I know, and we talked about it in the first episode a lot.
Yeah. Nah, those kids. So last question, is Tom Wilson the hottest player in the NHL? I don't even know who Tom Wilson is. Let me Google him.
Why you Google him?
Because I don't know who it is.
Izzy has opened a can of worms. Clint will laugh when he knows I'm about to answer this question. Actually, the fact that I can see that Clint edited it is probably why that question is there, now that I think about it. I see that now.
Clint will piss his ass off.
So, yeah, I'll answer it for you, Clint, because I know you added that question. And that's not an Izzy question. The reason Clint asked this question is because I honestly believe Tom Wilson is the biggest piece of trash in the entire NHL. He is a headhunting piece of garbage that I cannot stand. Dirty player. And Izzy uses him for his render.
Okay.
So that's why I asked.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, I'm not gonna answer that then. No.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that it was said by him until then, so.
I mean, it's not obvious.
Or, edited by Clint.
Yeah, but like it's not something I would have looked at first, so you are actually really good to see it.
Yeah, you almost got me, Clint. You almost got me. I just noticed it right there at the end.
All right, that's gonna conclude our podcast. So, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Until next time, which could be next week, could be in 2 more months.
Hopefully not.
You never know with us.
But we'll see.
Otherwise, keep a lookout for the other one, which
will start
might
one
come.
Day.
Yeah, it'll start one day.
That's the safest way to go about it. That will start one day.
Yeah. Alright, guys. Y'all take it easy. See y'all next time.
See ya.